Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between TeRRoR and Foggy. This game taking place here on Concealed Hill. For all of you guys out there who are wondering what this match is, this is WarCraft 3 League, Season 17 Division 1, a game between a TeRRoR and Foggy in this matchup. Over here on the top right hand side of the map, we have TeRRoR spawning as, well, the teal undead. Meanwhile, over here on the bottom left, we have Foggy spawning as the red night elf. Good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you are. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying 2021. I don't know, the positioning of the Earth relative to the sun, and all of a sudden, people feel much happier since, well, it's been a year since we've been here, and well, people tend to want to forget last year, even though I don't know. It's been a harsh year. It's been a tough year, but it's not a year that I really want to forget. To be honest, overall, it's just made me more thankful for the way things were, and optimistic on when things do turn themselves around. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down as Foggy is opening up with a Warden first in this matchup, Ancient of War. And Warden going up against an undead does make a lot of sense. Using having that Warden, well, try and try and use those corpses to its own advantage with that avatar of vengeance. Warden should be popping on out here in about 25 seconds. Archer will be ready before that. Ancient of War will uproot, and this game will be underway. Off on the other side of the map, we are looking at TeRRoR. Wow, this kids played with my microphone setup as well. It's just like I can't see why. I'm like, oh, I got this mic bar set up in my face. I'm gonna go ahead and go up for a Death Knight as well. A pretty classic matchup. Death Knight probably followed by a Lich, and then we will see what that third unit is gonna be. There's a Shadow Strike onto the Acolyte. Acolyte gonna get taken down pretty easily. One more shot, there it goes. As we are looking at an Ancient of War absorbing a lot more damage than perhaps it should be doing. Claws of Attack +5, the item for that Warden. Decided not to grab it as of yet, as the Death Knight is already on its way down and out across the map. Concealed Hill has this center location here that, well, that high, or not even high ground location, that position where players really want to try and capture and hold on to if the game does go late. Meanwhile, we are looking at an Ancient of War being built off to the side. I don't believe TeRRoR is actually going to spot this. And what is this? Foggy is going for a second Ancient of War, and this is not your typical strategy or play at all. That second Ancient of War is really going to be really cranking out many more units than you would normally expect. And, well, TeRRoR may not be able to respond quickly enough to it. It's similar to as in StarCraft 2 or in StarCraft when you are, as well, there's some hidden tech out across the field and you just don't realize it, as we are also teching the Tree of Life. So unless TeRRoR knows Foggy's build orders very specifically, I don't believe he'll actually be able to spot this, since the Tree of Life is in fact upgrading. All right, this does look rather strange. TeRRoR perhaps looking for some sort of Tree of Life for a possible expansion, as the Archer is now trying to back away again. Archer is going to start racking up some of that damage. Skeletal Minion is going to try to dive on in here, as there's a little bit of healing. There's another heal right there. Beautifully done, using that Moonwell to its advantage, as we're looking at, well, more damage, just trying to get away right there. Using that Moonwell very effectively, healing up that Wisp, even though a Death Coil was about to finish it off, as that Death Knight now tries to retreat. Off over here, Ancient of War, is it just going to try and absorb a bit of damage, trying to clear out this Null Warden creep camp? That does seem to be the case. More of a creeping Ancient of War as opposed to a massing of archers. Skeletal Minion off to the side here. Is it going to perhaps try and, well, scout out what is happening? Doesn't seem to be the case. Triple Wisp being brought over by Foggy, as the Warden is going to get very close to level 3. However, I don't believe it will get quite there. Picking up a Crystal Ball as that item. As soon as that Crystal Ball is used, it pretty much is a very good reveal on where your opponent actually, well, where's the reveal? I don't know where he revealed, but he was trying to, well, catch his opponent out in the open, as we're looking at this Warden here absorbing that Ancient of War there absorbing quite a bit of damage. And, well, Foggy, being the professional player as he is, leaves behind a tome. Tech to tier 2 by TeRRoR already done. And this just only seems incredibly fast just because, well, so many undead players as of late have been going for, well, fast expansions. Seeing an undead player
Player's
go back
forces
to
are
this
under attack.
older strategy, well, going for a fast tech to tier 2, getting up a slaughterhouse and a lich. This may be some sort of timing attack if we are able to push out with crypt fiends and obsidian statues. And with that said, it's one of those strategies that most players should be well versed in, as the Warden now comes back out across. He's going to spot this slaughterhouse already coming into play. Death Knight now trying to run all the way back here. Is it going to end up taking too much damage, as we could be looking at the Lich with now a Frost Nova perhaps going down? No, Nerubian Tower is perhaps enough. There's a Frost Nova right there, as the Death Knight, well, still taking a little bit of damage now. Has a potion of healing, so he doesn't have to worry all too much. Meanwhile, where did that Warden go? Warden, Staff of Teleportation, heads
Player's
back home.
forces are under
Foggy
attack.
playing the harassment game. Down here, a bunch of wisps keeping track of that tome of intelligence. Perhaps we'll be trying to go into some sort of expansion a little bit later, as the Ancient of War is going to be getting into position again. Ancient of War, well, trying to aggro all of these creeps. There you go. Gonna go ahead and try and engage again. Here you are. There's the ensnare. Ancient of War absorbing some of that damage, as the tech to tier 3 now underway as well. Both sides opting to go for tier 3 without expansion. And I know I haven't been watching that many replays as of late over the holiday season, but I've been seeing a lot more one base play tech to tier 3, never going above 50 supply. We'll see if that is going to be the case here, as the Death Knight could end up taking a Shadow Strike again. There's another Shadow Strike onto that Death Knight. Death Knight now down to 185 hit points. Going to slowly tick away once more. Obsidian Statue, however, will keep it alive and well. Another Shadow Strike does go down. Death Knight down to 71. There is a Death Coil trying to save that ghoul, as the Death Knight gets back on Blight and will
A
end
player's
up
forces
staying
are under
alive.
attack.
Warden does not have enough mana here. Does have a potion of replenishment if it wants to try and regenerate some hit points and some mana, as the Death Knight stays at level 2 and the Lich stays at level 1. All right, Ancient of War still doing creeping away from all of that action. Warden staying at level 3. Gonna use that potion of replenishment for that extra bit of mana that it wants so much, as the Death Knight, oh, could have been in a dangerous spot there. The Rock Golem did throw down a boulder, and if the Warden was there for the follow-up Shadow Strike, that would have been the death of it, as it would not have been able to use that potion of healing. Death Knight now back on Blight here. Crypt Fiends, well, backing away. Looking at one Acolyte there. There's a Death Coil for the save. More damage coming back across. Are we going to see? There goes one Acolyte there. Staff of Teleportation going to be able to get away, down to 288 hit points before heading back home. All right. So far, though, army of archers and these Ancient of Wars are just all positioned in such a way where, well, Foggy is able to creep with this Ancient of War and all of these archers while harassing with a solo Warden. That Warden is going to be getting a bit of bonus experience as well, since it is at tier 2 and it is a solo hero, now going after the Mud Golem and the remainder of these units. Tech to tier 3, not yet done though, so only a 15% bonus, not yet quite the, I believe, 30% bonus that it gets up to. Tome of Intelligence, apparently that book was worth reading, as the units are now making their way back. Warden now off to the north here. Wand of Mana Stealing, not the item that he was looking for, or she was looking for, as the Ogre Lord trapped between a Lich and a Death Knight and easily cleaned up. It is going to be, well, War Song, Battle Drums, getting 10% damage bonus across the board. Very helpful for this undead army, as we are at Black Citadel, training up an additional Acolyte for a potential expansion. Coming back through, what is the undead hoping to do here? Undead, Death Knight, Lich. Yeah. Undead Lich now backing away. Warden wants to get to level 3. It wants to get there, or wants to get to level 5, and then perhaps try to get that Avatar of Vengeance going. No more Ancient of War creeping, but we are looking at an expansion coming in from Foggy down to the south here. We are also looking at Druids of the Claw, already at Adept training, as Foggy is sitting at 43 supply. All right, Crypt Fiend's going to be going after that Ogre Magi here. Lich is sitting at level 2, almost at level 3. Death Knight is already at level 3. There's the Death Coil for the heal, as they're going to finish off the remainder of this creep camp pretty quickly and easily. There's level 3 on that Lich now. Red Drake perhaps going to get taken down, as we are going into Destroyers, going to devour magic, remove that inner fire. get a little bit of bonus damage onto that red Drake as well. All right, red Drake easily going to get finished off here. Force Troll Berserker now taken down. Death Knight sitting at level 3. Lich sitting at level 3. I don't see a third hero coming in from the undead. Meanwhile, Rejuvenation on the Warden right here is going to be able to finish off this Force Troll Trapper creep camp while the Ogre Lord was already taken down as the Warden inches its way closer to level 5. All right, TeRRoR apparently reading his books. Lich says thank you for the little bit of extra mana, little bit of extra damage. And well, that may end up becoming a big difference here, as this is, well, a classic attack army, but there are no obsidian statues to back this up. Is that an obsidian statue? Yes, it is. It could get caught out in midfield, as well as the Warden just shy of level 5. All right, Blink as that new ability. Warden gonna try to make its way through. Death Knight and, well, Destroyer's going after this base here. There is the Destroyer does have a little bit of mana, but it is not really using that auto attack bonus at all. It absorbed the mana from one of those obsidian statues, but not really benefiting at all. All right, Foggy gonna go ahead and try to dive on in here, perhaps take down this actual base here. There are bears in position. Are we gonna perhaps get some rejuvenation as well? Yes, we are. We need to see a rejuvenation onto that Warden. There it goes. The Warden now rejuvenated as well, trying to finish off some of these units as they are trying to back away. All right, Warden finally gets up to level 5. Are we gonna see level 3 Shadow Strike? We are. Units are starting to drop. And what is this? This is a strange scenario. Tree of Eternity already trying to get Nature's Blessing here. A lot of damage being done, as there is one obsidian statue still providing a lot of healing and mana for this backside here. Are we perhaps going to get some repairs onto this Tree of Eternity down to 500 hit points? Now in comes the repairs, as we are looking at, well, repairs getting underway. Death Knight, what is going to go on here? Wisp, Frost Nova, there it goes. Some bit of damage. Shadow Strike onto the Death Knight as the Ancient of Wars are getting back into position. Bears are in position as well. Warden, Wanda mana stealing, trying to steal a little bit of that mana as the Druid of the Claw trying to back away. Frost Nova onto some archers as there is an attack still going back and forth. Warden sitting at level 5, going to go ahead and Shadow Strike, going after that Death Knight. Death Knight sitting at level 3. Wanda mana stealing away more mana as a Frost Nova going to perhaps try and finish off some of those archers. Archers are dropping one at a time as the Ancient of War in that front line, well, does have Nature's Blessing, but is not in a good spot at all. Warden trying to back away here. Death Knight still has plenty of mana, and TeRRoR is just living up to his name, wrecking the inside of Foggy's space. All right, there is a Dust of Appearance. I believe the Warden is currently going to be revealed. Needs to get a little bit of that mana. Is he going to be able to do any of that there? Tries to get a little bit of mana. Yeah, does have mana back on those other Moonwells, but unable to really push forward as the Dryad and the Archers are all trying to repair from the inside here. Shadow Strike onto TeRRoR's Death Knight. Death Knight now down to 280 hit points. That one obsidian statue really doing a lot of work to try and stay alive, as there are bears off to the north here still. An army and bears trying to come back in once again. Death Knight, are we going to see perhaps a Goblin Zeppelin come back around? The Destroyers could perhaps take down some of those units, as the Lich and, well, trying to fight back here. We are going into a little game of whack-a-mole, as some of the Crypt Fiends have been burrowing themselves in the sand. Death Knight, and, well, full on mana, low on hit points. Going to try and engage here in just a moment. Warden sitting at level 5 has enough, or will have enough mana for a Shadow Strike again, and that is really what's keeping the Death Knight at bay. All right, 2 Destroyers, 4 Crypt Fiends, 2 Heroes, 5th TeRRoR at 51 supply. The absolute worst possible place to be, as it looks like, wow, that Druid of the Claw pretty much getting bursted down at the last possible moment, and it is going to get taken out. All right, one already taken down. A Death Knight, well, is purposely hiding himself, Potion of Invisibility, as the Warden looking perhaps to try and finish off some other units. Destroyer is going to go after that Ancient of Lore. Ancient of Lore going to get taken out pretty easily. Obsidian statues in the back as well, as the Goblin Zeppelin is still just trying to hide. Beautiful play by TeRRoR, kind of baiting the attack here as the Death Knight is finally revealed. Death Coil finally saving up a Crypt Fiend there. Death Knight could be in a little bit of trouble. Needs to try and heal back up. Has a Potion of Invulnerability. Is he going to be able to use it, as it's looking at one Druid of the Claw going to get, taken out. Come on, no. Down to 8 hit points. It ends up staying alive as well. Death Knight still trying to fight back and forth. 42 supply compared to 49. Foggy is somehow holding on to this, as we're going to be looking at another group of bears trying to retreat again. Wow, this bear down to 21 hit points. Should be going into Druid form, and then, using Rejuvenation on top of that Fountain of Health to heal up. That Goblin Zeppelin is completely empty. Scroll of Town Portal retreating back. And somehow through this all, it really felt like TeRRoR should have really come out ahead much, much further. Not so at all, as the Druid of the Claw is, well, I thought it would have had more mana, down to 310 mana, and that is it right now. All right, Death Knight sitting at level 3, a Lich sitting at level 3 as well, an Abomination going to be joining in on the fight. Foggy able to hold back his opponent, and now what is this? The Warden with Orb of Venom going to be causing some serious problems. No Phantom Knives, just Shadow Strike going after another Ghoul. That Ghoul going to end up getting taken out as well. All right, going after those Acolytes, a lot of damage onto that Warden. Thank you for the follow, as we're looking at the Death Knight sitting at level 4 and the Lich at level 4. Coming back down here, Foggy looking to, well, get himself back together, get himself all patched back up, as he's going to try and put pressure and get to level 6. That Warden just a little bit shy from level 6. Avatar of Vengeance inside an undead base is always so scary. Tome of Knowledge being left behind, because why the heck not? As we're looking at the Death Knight and the Lich still sitting comfortably at level 4. I'm still casting. Yep, 10 years. I've been casting for 10 years. Anyways, let's get back into this game. So, level 5, almost level 6 on that Warden. Level 6 Warden can change the pacing of the game. Destroyers, while trying to put pressure onto the Bears. The Destroyers, do they have mana? No, they do not. Only one Obsidian statue as well, as we're going to see a Shadow Strike straight up onto that Death Knight. Death Knight absorbing a little bit of damage, but the Death Knight does have a decent amount of hit points. 1,100 hit points, in fact, to try and, well, try and absorb some of that harassment damage. Tome of Knowledge. Here, is TeRRoR going to notice it? No, he does not. Doesn't even go back to look for it, as the Lich does have Dark Ritual, but hasn't really had the opportunity to really blast away at many units. All right, there goes a Shadow Strike onto a Ghoul. Ghoul going to go ahead and get picked back up. Ghoul going to get taken out right there, though. And is that going to give a little bit more experience? Yes, it does to that Warden. Still needs a little bit more before it gets to level 6. Lich still on the move. Destroyers are right here. Ancient of Lores. Well, dual Ancient of Lores. Nature's Blessing is there. Ah, dang it. And it accidentally zoomed in. All right, coming back through. There goes that Wisp again. Ancient of Lore about to get taken out. We are looking at the Lich. This zoom in feels... This is the standard zoom, so it just feels so much closer. The zoom in peppy hands. Yep, all right, coming back across here. Warden does get up to level 6 as Avatar of Vengeance is down, and Avatar of Vengeance is off to the north here, using all of the corpses from that graveyard to put pressure on to TeRRoR's Black Citadel. Warden continuing to fight back here. Is going to be able to fight back as the, well, damage is starting to add back up. Foggy going to lose one bear. Warden taking a large amount of damage, is going to use a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, trying to get away. Spirit of Vengeance. Oh, the Avatar of Vengeance quickly taken out, and it's going to be another 145 seconds before they are back out onto the field. All right, Foggy in a little bit of pressure, trying to retreat back out. There's going to be the death of a Dryad right there. Level 4 on the Death Knight, and still level 4 on the Lich. They are not moving that fast to really chase down all of these units, as we're looking at the Death Knight now trying to lead the charge here. Are we going to see a Death Coil? Yes, we are. Death Coil finishing off one of those bears. The Warden now trying to retreat back, as the main Black Citadel was taken out. All right, Tree of Life, or Tree of Eternity, still mining gold for Foggy. No Black Citadel here, but still mining going on for TeRRoR, as what the Warden comes inside here and trying to, well, make her presence known. All right, couple of the Acolytes just trying to get away. Orb of Venom damage adding up over time. That Acolyte needs to be on the move. Death Coil straight up there. There's going to be a Death Coil onto the Warden. The Warden, however, still able to get away back at home again. We are looking at a new Tree of Life trying to get entangled off to the north by Foggy. A little bit of a ninja expansion, so to speak, as the Warden uses those Moonwells and a Nightstone to try and, well, stay in this game. Solo Warden, 34 supply compared to 47. Massive amount of gold for Foggy and that Warden right there, as we're just looking at a reveal right there to try and save that Crypt Fiend. Yes, or, well, Death Knight trying to save that Crypt Fiend. More damage coming back across here. Warden going to try and get away down to 259 hit points. Uses a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. That's only 7 seconds, as the Blink now comes online, allowing that Clarity Potion for that Warden. Coming back across here. Crypt Fiends. Abomination's going to finish off the remainder of this creep camp once more. Though Foggy has been regrouping his army, and what is this? Goblin Sappers to try and deal damage to all of these buildings. How fast and how effective is it going to be? That is the question here. As Goblin Sappers, well, there got one Goblin Sapper getting slowed, another Goblin Sapper not going to quite make it. As there goes there goes one building and the Nerubian Tower and the Necropolis. Lich now back across here. Well, Frost Nova, Death Coil onto that Warden. Warden down to 16 hit points. It's going to get taken down as level 5 now on that Death Knight. Level 5 Death Knight. Frost Nova is just eating through all of that damage. Obsidian statues blocking Foggy, and this is just going to continue to be a problem here as the Druid of the Claw gets finished off. Lich getting a little bit of that bonus damage once more. Main army of TeRRoR pushing through, pushing in damage onto Foggy's main base as the Warden was resurrected back at that tavern. This ninja expansion is going to be the death of TeRRoR if TeRRoR loses this game. If he does not realize why Foggy has so much gold and is just constantly able to resurrect his units and buy a lot of those very powerful items. Staff of Teleportation in order to get away. Where's that Warden teleporting off to? Gonna rejoin up with the Warden again and then heal up at this Fountain of Health. Meanwhile, back down here, TeRRoR notices, hey, yeah, Foggy doesn't have an expansion. What is going on? Foggy doesn't have an expansion here. Has he actually thought to check out his natural expansion location? That is the question now, and that's what he is doing. Foggy about to lose his main Tree of Eternity, sitting at 30 over 30 supply as we are looking at, well, the Warden trying to put pressure inside the base here. We still have plenty of corpses here. No more Acolytes, no more mining, but doesn't have enough real mana. 28 supply over 20. Goblin Sappers going to be positioned, and there it goes. Takes down the Spirit Tower, takes down another Spirit Tower, and, well, the Bears isn't going to be enough here. Foggy still has 800 gold, so he could still try and perhaps buy some more items here. Meanwhile, Destroyers back across here trying to fight away. Are we going to perhaps get some more detonations as the Death Knight and the Lich getting closer and closer to level 6? All right, Death Knight, Lich back across here. Death Coil right there. There goes a Frost Nova. Druid of the Claw going to easily get taken down. One more shot. There it goes as the Death Knight, well, gains more experience again. What can the Warden really hope to do? Death Coil straight up onto that Abomination for the save. Once more, Obsidian statues are here for a little. Well, there's a Frost Nova onto the Warden. Warden cannot stick around in this battle as there's the Blink in order to get away. Staff of Teleportation. The Blink didn't go very far. Where's that Warden trying to get off to next? Heading off to the north here, trying to fight back around. There's a lot of Crypt Fiends there as we are going to see a Burrow Crypt Fiend by TeRRoR once more. Blinking around the map. That Warden is so hard to keep track of as it heads back down to the south. All right, 1,100 gold as the Warden tries to make its way back down to the south here. Destroyer is going to engage one Dryad, going to try and hold this off once more as the Warden, well, desperately wants to drink from this Moonwell and get back into this game. More Dryads still added in as we are looking at, only an Ancient of Wonders there, as there is a lone Archer there. Dust of Appearance going to reveal it as the Death Knight going to get another easy free kill. Dryads trying to poke apart the Destroyers once more. 3 Dryads here. And it looks as though the main base of Foggy, or the last expansion of Foggy, has all been cleaned up as well. Lich is sitting at level 6. So level 6 Lich does have access to Death and Decay now. And that Death and Decay could easily just destroy the buildings rather rapidly. All right. This army, not known for being able to deal damage to bases, all of a sudden has the ability to take out the remaining Night Elf base. 19 over 10 supply compared to 45 over 20. TeRRoR with a big advantage, but, well, never count out a level 6 Warden in a game here as the Destroyers, well, continuing to hunt around the map for any possible wisps. With those wisps, well, easily going to get cleaned up here in just a second. Dryads are now making their way back out. We are looking at more Moonwells being built. Foggy trying to build a Moonwell farm as Avatar of Vengeance is now down. Shadow Strike straight up onto that Death Knight as the Spirit of Vengeance is trying to finish off the remainder of this building here. Avatar of Vengeance still staying nearby, could perhaps try and take down more of these remaining buildings as well. Meanwhile, there is the Destroyer off to the north, not going after anything. What is going on? This is still a strange game as the Death Knight now trying to chase after that Avatar of Vengeance. Death Knight moving around the map very quickly. with that level 2 unholy aura, trying to put pressure on this avatar of vengeance, make sure that it is, well, not able to constantly put that pressure. These units do have timed life, even though they are invulnerable, but, well, as invulnerable units that have no way of being countered, they are still dealing damage to these buildings. Avatar of Vengeance quickly healing back up. Destroyers finding these Moonwells off to the side here as the Warden, solo Warden plays, just still getting mana and hit points. That's pretty much the sake or the pacing of the game right now, as a couple of these Moonwells are just representing so much damage, as that Warden is just able to rack up damage after damage. All right, there goes a quick burrow right there. Warden, what is it going to be able to do? Constantly burrow. There's a reveal. Are we going to see a Shadow Strike? Yes, trying to Shadow Strike, trying to finish off some of those units. It looks like one Crypt Fiend could get taken down as the Avatar of Vengeance comes back across here. A little bit more Spirit of Vengeance is going to be popping on up, as it's going to go ahead and dance away once more. Destroyers are coming across here as well. And what are they going to do, as the Warden, still low on hit points, does have access to a Clarity Potion, but should not use it. Yeah, Foggy is pretty much playing Dota at this point. Yeah, playing Dota solo hero, just trying to get kills all across the map. And I don't know, do you kill your own graveyard at this point? That represents still 12 or 700 hit points on a fortified building that's keeping you alive instead of dying. Avatar of Vengeance down to 600 hit points, going to back away once more. Units are going to try to run back off to the north again. You can see that the Spirit of Vengeance still fighting away again. Warden sitting at level 6. What is it going to really try and do? There is a crystal ball just in case there are any more burrows. Back down here, well, Dryads trying to finish off these units here. Are they going to be able to get the damage? There they are. There's a couple of Destroyers. Units are trying to back away. There it is. There's this Destroyer trapped in a very tough spot. It is, and there is nothing currently to repair right now, as the Kobolds may actually destroy the Moonwells for them. Death Knight now going to make their way back over as Foggy comes back in with the Warden. And this is just constant harassment again and again, down to 251 gold. Well, sell some of things and get more sappers. If you can get more sappers in, this is going to be a big deal, as a new Spirit of Vengeance comes back out onto the field. Or Avatar of Vengeance. New Avatar of Vengeance here. Dryads now trying to come back across here. The Dryads causing so many problems. The Destroyers finally able to finish off these Moonwells here, as the Lich and the Death Knight now make their way back down. Obsidian Statue still maxed out on mana. What are they going to do? 21 supply over 20 compared to 42 over 10, as the Spirit of Vengeance finishes off the Ziggurats. All right, as we've seen, Avatar of Vengeance can just constantly call up more Spirit of Vengeances from this graveyard. And with those Spirit of Vengeances, essentially take down an entire base, as the Lich and the Death Knight try to join in on the battlefield. Going to finish off a couple of Crypt Fiends there. Or, sorry, a couple of Dryads there. Ancient of Wonders perhaps about to get taken down as well. Graveyard MVP for Foggy, making this base an absolute pleasure to try and destroy. If he had an Acolyte, I'm sure he would have tried to unsummon that building. And I've said this before, but I've never actually seen a game where the graveyard is actually the liability. Coming back around here, couple of Ancients of Lore. There's actually only a couple of buildings left here. Is this a Wisp? That is a Wisp. And is Foggy going to be able to try and build a building? That is the question now. Yes, he's building a building off to the top left-hand side of the map, as this is going to go ahead and, well, happen now. All right, more we are getting revealed here. There is this one building that is an Ancient of Lore hiding in the back. Is it going to perhaps be able to try and regenerate some of those hit points? The Destroyers are right there, pushing in through right there so much. The Lich is going to try and get back there as well. Foggy continuing this pressure. We are going in for damage, maximum damage. What is happening here, as the Altar of Darkness coming across? It could get taken down. Is the Moonwell here. There is one tree, and what, Altar of Elders, that is the last building left, as this Moonwell could end up getting taken down here. All right, what is happening? Altar of Elders down to 400 hit points. There is the Staff of Teleportation. Where's the Warden trying to go? Where is it going to try to run off to? Shadow Strike onto the Death Knight. Is it going to be able to finish it up? And there's the fight, and there's the Death Coil onto that Wisp, and that could be the game. Yes, it is. TeRRoR able to finish off the Altar of Elders. The Moonwell was unable to be rebuilt, and Foggy loses the game at that very, very end. If Foggy had taken that game, it would have been because he didn't have an acolyte to unsummon that graveyard. That was just the real difference right there. Very, very great game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.